is question 26 again, but it has a second part where we issue that $4 million 9.5% 25-year bond at a discount rather than a premium. And I know it's a discount because I'm selling it for 97.5% of $4 million. And the reason that is because everybody else in the world, or competitively, is paying 9.8%, and my bonds are only paying 9.5%. So they're sold for less than their face value, or at a discount. So the first entry I'm going to make is on March 1st when I sell the bond and receive cash equal to 97.5% of $4 million. So the present value of this bond is $3.9 million. I'm going to credit bonds payable for the future value, or what I'm going to pay back, which is $4 million. Since this entry doesn't balance, I need another debit, so I'm going to debit discount on bonds payable for the difference, which is $100,000. So when the first interest payment is made on August 31st, and we debit interest expense, we will amortize the discount, or get rid of the discount over time, by crediting discount on bonds payable, and we'll credit cash because we'll need to make that interest payment. Now you'll recall that interest expense is the carrying value, which starts out with the present value of $3.9 million. And we multiply that by the market or effective rate, which is 9.8% for half a year. So the amount of interest expense for the first interest payment is $191,100. The amount of cash we pay is based on the bond, and in this case the bond is $4 million, times the bond's interest rate, which is 9.5%, for a half a year. So every 6 months for the next 25 years, we'll be sending out checks for $190,000. Now this entry doesn't balance, and so we'll amortize the discount by plugging the difference, or $1,100, to discount on bonds payable. So when it comes to the second interest payment that we make on February 28th, where we debit interest expense, credit discount on bonds payable, and credit cash, the amount that stays the same is the amount of those interest checks, or the cash, every 6 months. The interest expense is based on the carrying value. Now the carrying value was below the face amount, $3.9 million. So over the life of the bond, the carrying value needs to increase until it becomes $4 million when it matures. So it's going to be increased by the amount of discount we amortized. And remember, we amortized $1,100. So the carrying value increases by that $1,100 times the market or effective rate, 9.8%, for half a year. So on the second interest payment, the interest expense we'll recognize is $191,154. So the discount that will be amortized is $1,154, or the difference between the cash paid and the interest expense. So remember, that's the plug. In question 3, it says, explain the role that market interest rates play in causing a premium in requirement 1, where the market interest rate was below what the bond was paying, and number 2, where we had a discount where the market interest rate was more than the bond or stated rate.